Hi guys, it's Mike from Video Game Underground, your one-stop shop for games, movies, and more. Bringing you a very special update. Here in Abe. This is not an update about the Underground, we're storing it. It's all about this CD right now. And I'm hopefully gonna have a series of videos based off this over the next few 6 months or a year or whatever. But I hope it's gonna be actually really cool. Now what this is actually a collection of artists, heavy metal artists. They actually did African Famine in the 80s. This came out in 1886. It was written by Ronnie James Dio, Jimmy Bain, and a couple other artists. And it was for African Famine. It was actually really cool. So over the years, I was actually able to collect a number of autographs on this. First autograph, one of the first ones I collected was Tommy Aldridge and Jimmy Bain. And that was actually at Thin Lizzy's show here in Toledo, a place called Headliners. Then I was actually able to go backstage. It was actually a very small and intimate show, which was actually really cool because it was more of a club than actually a big, huge concert venue. So you were able to actually meet them. And I was also able to meet Marco Mendoza. And I can't remember the singer's name at the time. That was for Thin Lizzy. So that's how I met them. That was actually really badass. The next person on the list is Frankie Banali, drummer for Quiet Riot, who passed away 1 year ago today to cancer. Fuck cancer. I can't stand it. And I can't believe it's been that long already. But he was an excellent drummer. He actually also drummed for Wasp, which is actually really cool. Another one of my favorite bands, which I'll be getting to that Wasp here in a few seconds, or minutes or whatever. The next person was Mick Brown, Wild Mick Brown, another drummer. And he's the drummer from Dokken. And actually I met him, in 1995, at Rock Sands here in Toledo, Ohio. He actually had just recently cut all his hair off, so it was all short and everything. And they were promoting the brand new album, Dysfunctional, which wasn't out yet. The Japanese version called Dokken was out. And I brought the cassette to jam out in someone else's car because they had a better car stereo than I. It was actually a really cool listening party with the band pre-show. Great stuff. That was awesome. Then you actually have Carlos Cavazo, also of Quiet Riot. And actually, that was actually really cool, meeting him. He was very quiet. I don't remember talking to him too much. Actually, what's kind of funny is he borrowed a fan's truck to go with someone else to drive somewhere. I don't know if I'd ever let a rock star borrow my truck or car, but that's a kind of a cool story for that person. I don't even know if actually Carlos signed his truck or whatever when he came back, but that was actually pretty cool. Next on the list was Ronnie James Dio. I met Ronnie James Dio back in 2001. Actually, it's on the Magica tour. Now, what's really cool about that is I got a backstage pass from a friend, and I don't remember who it was right now, but they weren't allowed to go because their girlfriend didn't want to wait for them inside of the car. So he gave up his pass so I could actually meet him and get this sign, which was really awesome. I don't remember your name, but if you see this video and you remember giving me the pass, hey, thank you. And then Dokken, Don Dokken. Met him in 1985, or it might have been 96. It was actually with the Dysfunctional tour. All right, because he wasn't hanging around signing autographs the first time I actually saw Dokken earlier in that year. And met him outside of the show, and actually she got a really cool picture of him and all that. And I always joke, it's like my mullet was better than his, because we both had mullets at the time. It was in 85, so hey, mullets were still kind of in, maybe not, I don't know. Hey, but they're back in, and no, I'm not gonna get another mullet. But Kevin Dubrow, lead singer of Quiet Riot. Met him back in 95 as well, during the Bury the Bone tour. It was actually at a really small venue in Sandusky, Ohio. And I actually was able to meet them outside the show, pretty much the whole entire band. I don't think Rudy Sarzo wasn't with them at the time. Actually, Freddie Villano, bass player for Widowmaker, was actually on tour at that time. Widowmaker was on hiatus, and now Widowmaker actually, unfortunately, is no more. But hopefully, actually, Widowmaker will re-release actually the CDs that they actually had and release the live CD that Dee Snider talked about. That'd be really awesome. And what was really cool about me and Kevin Dubrow, I actually had a CD there for him to sign called Terrified. And actually, now Terrified was actually a low budget, album, and the record company, I guess, screwed them over big time. And Kevin was saying, if you actually ever see this CD in the store, steal it, or have your friends copy it for you. But don't buy it, don't spend any money on it, because they weren't making any money from the record company. And that was back in '95. That really kind of sucked ass to actually hear that a big band like Quiet Riot be screwed over like that. Now the next guy, Brad Gillis, guitar player for Night Ranger. Now when I saw Night Ranger, it was actually Roxanne's. Same place that I saw Dokken at. And I was actually waiting in the audience after the show to get a signature from him. And he's the one that came up to me and goes, "Hey, you got something for me to sign, don't you?" Which was actually really cool, because actually still a little shy at the time, actually walking up to rock stars that are bigger than life, but it's a little bit easier now. But that was actually really cool, got him to sign it. Then was actually able to meet the rest of the band, Night Ranger, and they signed a big photo that I actually had, since actually know the other members of Night Ranger are around this. Then Craig Goldie. Met him actually at the Dio show as well. That was for the Magic Tour. And actually he signed it and he kind of like walked off, wasn't really a big talker or anything like that. I think there was more something else he always talked about. I don't know. I don't remember. That was 20 years ago. Now, Chris Holmes, guitar player for Wasp. All right, he's actually really cool. He's actually no longer a drunk. So for those who remember the Decline of Western Civilization Part 2, the Metal Years, when he's pouring a bottle of vodka down his throat and his mom's like sitting on the side pool, actually all worried about him getting plastered on video. Anyway, he doesn't drink anymore. He always drinks Diet Coke now, or always did drink Diet Coke. The last couple times actually I met him, it was actually really cool. But you could actually tell the alcohol kind of did have an effect on him, I guess, maybe. But he's a really cool person. He's actually really tall. And actually one of the pictures I have with him, he's leaning backwards, and I still look like I'm a short little tiny kid next to him. And actually at the time I was actually clean shaven and all that, so I even looked younger at the time. That was back in the KFD tour, I want to say, and he was touring with Motorhead. And that was actually really cool. The Motorhead show was really awesome. I didn't get a chance to meet Lemmy, but I got a chance to meet his band members, and that was actually really cool. Rest in peace, Lemmy. I wish I would have met you. I heard you were an awesome dude. But actually at that show, he didn't like it because no one there at that show actually knew the brand new album. And it's actually the first time I ever saw an artist actually get mad at an audience for actually not having the brand new album. I was one of the people that had the album. He was like, "How many of you have the album?" I raised my hand, and a couple other people raised their hands like, "The few of you that have it, I'm playing for you. Everyone else, get out of here and leave." That was totally crazy. But it was still an awesome show. But now, Blackie Lawless, also from Wasp. Actually, it was the second time I saw Wasp that actually I was able to get his autograph. He didn't come out or something like that, but was actually outside, and then he was actually signing some autographs outside the bus. And there was probably maybe a dozen or two of us actually that got autographs, and he was actually able to sign us. That was actually really cool. I didn't think I'd get his autograph because it seemed like he was going to be just right on the bus, just like he did the last time on the KFD tour. And so be it, but that was actually really cool. And he signed it right over Ronnie James Dio autograph. I don't know what the deal with that was. I heard some rumors that Blackie and Dio didn't get along, but I hate rumors and all that, but I'll never know now, unless actually Blackie comes out and says something. George Lynch, also from Dokken. Met him the second time, also when, it was actually the first time they actually got his autograph, when he actually showed up. He didn't really talk much. I was able to get a couple CDs signed from him, and then he went off to 21st century weightlifting and exercising. And actually it was really kind of funny because someone else there followed him and actually was his spotter the whole entire time, which actually been really cool to actually work out with George Lynch and actually be a spotter for the weights and all that stuff and then see his workout and everything. And that was pretty badass. Now Vince Neil, Another awesome. Vince Neil, if you don't know, lead singer of Motley Crue. This was actually on his solo tour, and I don't remember who opened for him, but it was during the fall, and it was actually fairly cold out. It wasn't freezing or anything like that, but his tour manager did not want anyone actually meeting him and actually getting signatures because he didn't want Vince to get sick. But Vince said, screw it, and actually signed some autographs, and actually just sit on the edge of the seats of the bus or steps of the bus, and actually signed a whole bunch of people's autographs, and that's how I was able to get this signed. And that was really awesome. And a friend of mine, Mike, another friend, Mike, actually, he got autographed at the same tour on that same show, which was actually really kind of cool, where I just found that out actually the other day. Now, Eddie Ojeda from Twisted Sister. Met him as a record show. Now, this record show was actually really kind of crazy. It was actually a Ramada Inn, and then they actually had, it was Eddie Ojeda, Rudy Sarzo, Sebastian Bach, and Nico McBrain. And they're all there doing a signing, and then they actually played a whole bunch of songs together. If you actually look at my YouTube, look on my channel, there's a video of them playing Sweet Leaf, I want to say. I have the whole entire show. I've been trying to actually digitize it, but my digitizing thing on my computer actually sucks, and actually it broke, so I haven't been able to do the whole entire show. And actually I promised Eddie Ojeda actually that I would actually get him a copy of the show. And I'm sorry, Eddie, if you see this video, that I haven't got that to you yet. I do plan to get that when I have the ability to actually redigitize everything. Jeff Pilson, bass player for Dokken. Also met him during '95, during the Dokken tour before Dysfunctional came out. And actually he was really cool. And it was really fun. And what's actually crazy is actually someone there thought him and I were brothers. It's like, hey Jeff, who's your brother? Because I guess our noses and eyes are about the same. He's like, dude, your nose is exactly the same, man. Kind of wish actually had video cameras, or actually don't know what video cameras, but wish almost had smartphones at the time or whatever, because some of those encounters were so cool. And then Rudy Sarzo. I can't remember if I actually had him sign it at the record show that I was telling you about with Nico McBrain, or if it was actually when I saw him with Quiet Riot. I want to say it was the second time I saw him with Quiet Riot, because he wasn't the first time because of Freddie Villano previously. So I was actually at that show that I got Rudy Sarzo, or I saw him on Quiet Riot. That is the one signature I don't remember which one it was. And Adrian Smith, guitar player for Iron Maiden. Saw him and met him actually at a Bruce Dickinson show, and I can't remember now what album it was actually they were promoting or touring for. But actually I got his autograph and everything really quick, and what's really funny and cool is actually Bruce Dickinson just snapped the CD out of my hand. He goes, hey, I'm gonna sign this for you. I'm like, no, dude, you're not on it. He's like, are you sure? I gotta sign it because I know I'm on it. I'm like, nope, unfortunately you're off for the day. So actually I still, I'm surprised he actually didn't just grab it and sign it on a whim. But that was actually really, really cool, actually meet them. Now there's a bunch of different other artists that actually I need to get, and there's 22 different artists I actually need to get. I need David Alford, Carmen Appice, Vinny Appice, Eric Bloom, Vivian Campbell, which I'm gonna get tomorrow, and Vinny Appice I'm gonna get tomorrow as well. Then there's Amir Dirka, Chris Hagar, Rob Halford, which I don't know if I'll ever get, he's such a huge artist. Dave Medichetti from Y&T, Ted Nugent, let's see here, David St. Hubbins, Dave Murray, also from Iron Man. Actually, that'll be really sweet, actually, well, obviously it would be sweet to see Iron Man, but I don't know if that'll ever happen, or I'll be able to see Iron Man, but actually go backstage since it's so much harder now, especially in this COVID world. Then let's see here, Claude Schnell, Neil Schoon, Paul Shortino, which I think I might be able to get him. He's on Twitter all the time, talking every single day, so. But that might be one I'll be able to get. Derek Smalls, yes, of Spinal Tap fame. Should be able to get him. David St. Hubbins, also of Spinal Tap fame. Mick Mars. I don't know if I'll ever get Mick Mars because the whole entire Motley Crue thing, and they're so huge and blah, 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 all that good stuff, and the tours, and I doubt I'll be able to actually get it. Then let's see here, Mark Stein, Jeff Tate from Queensryche. I almost met Jeff Tate after a Queensryche show. I was a little bit too late. I was actually waiting outside backstage, you know, and then went around, and I guess he was actually in this dining area, and he had just hopped in someone's car and left, which kind of sucks ass because that would have been really cool to get Jeff Tate's autograph. Matt Thor and Yngwie Malmsteen. Yngwie, I don't know. Wait, it's Yngwie J. Malmsteen because I don't want anyone confused with all the Yngwie Malmsteens in the business. But I was hoping to get Yngwie Malmsteen's autograph when actually he opened for Ryan James Dio during the Michigan tour. But also in all those things, he just left before to sign any autographs, or he didn't want to actually wait because just that's how Yngwie is. First time I saw Yngwie Malmsteen was actually, say 91, and it was actually at Roxanne's again. And he was mad because actually people didn't respond like he wanted to. And he was actually on the bus, and there was only like 2 fans left, me and one other person, that wanted to get his autograph. I had my Fire and Ice CD, and he had a guitar neck. And it was the other guy that actually had to just stick his foot right in the door, and he goes, "Hey, just please, one thing signed from Yngwie." And there was only 2 of us. I don't understand why he didn't want to sign. I could understand if there was like 40 or 50 of us still hanging out outside, but there was only 2 of us. That was kind of really upsetting, but it was still cool. I was able to get his autograph, and I hope to get all those different autographs on here. Hearing aid. And hopefully I won't have to actually pay too much money for the VIP tickets to actually meet these bands or travel too far. Maybe I'll have to actually start a GoFundMe to actually get all these autographs. Tomorrow, it's costing over $100 to actually get 2 signatures on this. But that's cool, I guess. That's how some of these bands make money, because they don't make money selling their music anymore. They barely make money with their music videos on YouTube and stuff like that, because so many other people copy the video and put it on their channel, and then the bands don't actually get the proper money and all that good stuff. So I understand it. That's how some of them make money. But Yngwie, he wants $400 for a VIP. But tomorrow at last in line, all I wanted was $100. Scrounged up some change, I was actually able to do it. So, hearing aid. Maybe tomorrow night, or on Monday, I'll actually have another video, and actually, hopefully I'll have a video of Vinny Appice and Vivian Campbell signing this. And after that, hopefully I'll have numerous other videos getting all the other artists actually to sign it. Thank you guys. I'm gonna have an awesome day.